Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great night. I was just thinking, I'm getting ready to have a free clean eating group, and I've had a few questions about why white flour isn't allowed on the plan. So I thought I would just come and address it to everybody instead of just the people who I've been talking to. So the major thing with white flour is that it has no nutritional value. And so I'm going to kind of explain the process of what they do with flour to process it. Sorry, pardon me, I've got notes here, so I'm going to be going back and forth between looking at you and looking at my notes. But so it doesn't have the nutritional value because they take the wheat grain and they separate out the germ and the bran from it. So the germ is where the nutritional value is, and the bran is where the fiber is. And they separate these out and leave just a little teeny part of the grain left. And so there's no nutritional value left there. But then that little piece that's left, then they send it through a process to bleach it. And then because it has no nutritional value left, then they have to add in man-made nutrients so that it can have a nutritional value to it so that you can live off of it. So this is the problem with a lot of the processed foods that we have now, is that there's so many things that, yes, when you look at the nutritional content, it has nutrients in it, but how many of them are natural ingredients versus how many of them are man-made nutrients? And so it's something that is very kind of concerning, and we really need to kind of keep an eye. That's why we need to be reading nutrition labels and shopping the outside of the grocery store more instead of shopping the middle of the grocery store, so that we know what we're putting in our bodies. Our bodies were made to process those natural ingredients, and when we put all these chemicals into it, our bodies don't necessarily know exactly how to process them. So, sorry, got off on a little tangent there. Back to the white flour versus whole grain or wheat flour. So, another thing that I found when I was researching all of this is that sometimes wheat bread isn't actually made with whole wheat flour either. So sometimes it's just white flour that's been enriched with these nutrients, and everything has been stripped and it goes through the bleaching process, and then the nutrients are added, and that's why it's called enriched bread, or enriched flour, is because it's got these nutrients added back in. And then they add a dye to it on top of it and call it wheat bread. But there's just that little teeny tiny piece of the wheat grain left in there, and it's the part that has no nutritional value to it. So the bran is important to us because it contains the fiber, which helps with digestion. And then, like I said, the germ is the part that has most of the nutritional value in it. And so without both of those being there, then, it's hard for us to digest it, the wheat. And then like I said, there's no nutritional value in it until the factories add back in the man-made nutrients. So that's why reading your nutrition labels on the back of your bread or on anything is important. You need to see what ingredients are in there. And then if you're not supposed to be eating white flour, then what should you be eating? Well, sticking to whole grains is great. So things such as wild rice, quinoa, millet, and barley, whole wheat berries are all whole grains. Steel coat oats are minimally processed. Oatmeal and sweet potatoes are the two major good carbs that I seem to go to. But oats is the one grain that I still eat quite a bit of, and there's not a whole lot of other grains that I eat a lot of, or try not to anyway. And then another option is sprouted grains. So sprouted grains have just a little bit more nutritional value than whole grains, simply because they contain enzymes in them, and those enzymes make it even easier to digest our food, and it has a little bit of protein in it. So those are just a few things that I found while I was looking up this topic and researching it. And like I said, I'm getting ready to have a free group, and so I just wanted to address the issues that the questions that I've been getting here live and talk to everybody about it versus just those few that I've been messaging independently. So I hope that you found this video helpful, and I will talk to you later. Have a good night.